Hey everybody, it's Allie, and today I'm going to take you through how I'm actually documenting my second day in the life for 2022. You can see that I'm working here in a 4x6 album. This is the album that we offered this year. We did one other documenting day earlier in the year, and I've got the 3x4 pockets in there, used some ing words. This time my focus was on gratitude, and I'm going to be using the 4x6 cards that were included in the kit. And what I've done this time is I simply went ahead in Photoshop, printed out my photos. They're 2.5 inches tall. You can make it a little bit taller if you want to too. You could go up a little bit higher. 2.5 seemed to be right about the right amount for me. And then I added a black box that I made 50% so you can see through it a little bit, and then I added my text on top. One of them was able to not have a black box, which was my swimming photo, but the rest of them, you can see here, I printed them all out with my journaling on top. Pretty small on there, but this time I just wanted to have everything inside of the page protector. Another option, of course, is to make your photos the same size as the outside of the page protector. I've done that in the past, and you could adhere your photos back to back and then write your journaling on the card. But this time I was looking for just a quick and simple way to wrap up this project, because I've got some other projects going on here too, and I felt like this one made a lot of sense. So what I'm going to do is just trim all these out. Then I'm going to be adding, I think, the numbers from the chipboard sheet onto each one of these as part of what my plan is here, and then potentially add a few other embellishments as well. So you can hang out with me today while I put this one together. All right, so starting off here just with trimming out each one of my photos. Again, these were sized 6 inches wide by 2.5 inches tall, and then I put a 50% block of a black square on there, and then added my text on top. Right there you can see me adding the date onto the title card from this specific kit, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere each one of these photos down onto the background journal card. This just felt like a really easy way to bring this one together. Then I'm using the chipboard numbers, so each of my journal card plus photo plus words is going to get a chipboard number there, and then it's going to get 2 chipboard stars. So I'm going to follow that same formula for each one of these going forward. This particular project that I'm putting together I'm doing it in a very formulaic way, versus if you watch me do December Daily, for that one I do something different each day. And most of the time for this project and for Week in the Life, I like to approach it from a very specific repeated formula sort of way. And I think partly that's just because that's how my brain works, and I like to establish a system and then follow through on that system. I also very much enjoy doing the one-off projects like I do in December Daily too, but this is a nice way to get stories told and get them in an album and have them be done and not have them in our pile of things to do. I think sometimes when we want to make it more complicated than it needs to be, that's one of the things that happens to us. I know that happens to me. So I ended up with 7. You may have more, you may have less. It's all good there. And then I went ahead and I just slipped them into the page protector. So definitely using the page protectors in this particular project. One of them I had to trim down a little bit right there. Like I said, ended up with 7 of them all inside the page protectors. I didn't actually end up using all of the page protectors from the album itself, so I'll be putting those into my stash. I also had a couple other things left here in the album that I wanted to do to finish it up. One is this peekaboo page that is between the first and second documenting day for Day in the Life this year. It's got these little windows. I decided that I didn't necessarily need to see through to the next parts of my page, so I'm taking advantage of having some of the word phrase stickers, clear word phrase stickers left over, and I'm just doing a little collection of words underneath where the see-through holes are, where the little windows are. So I just picked a variety of sentiments. I didn't feel like I needed to see the words completely, but I kind of tried to center them, but it was also not like I wasn't doing it from a precision mindset. I was doing it more from the standpoint of I wanted the text on there because I like the text paired with the rest of the pattern. So that's pretty much what I am doing. In this case, you could obviously put photos inside there. You could put nothing behind it, just have it be a see-through page into the next portion of your project. Lots of different options for, you could make shaker pockets. There's all kinds of different things that you could do with those depending on how you want to document the story in your own particular project. So after I got all of those word phrase stickers in place, I'm going to go ahead and use my rolling adhesive and adhere the back. And then what I did next was I looked in my stash of patterned paper and I pulled out a pattern from the rainbow scrapbook kit. Actually, I'm getting a tiny bit ahead of myself because I did add chipboard stars in the middle of those little floral flowers with the text on the back. Then I reached into my stash and grabbed out one of the pattern papers from the rainbow scrapbook kit that we offered earlier this year, and that's going to become the back of the page using the hole punch to punch those. And then I wanted to play with some of these little extra pieces in here. I decided to use the chipboard that says 24 hours in this life, and then I am just writing a little bit of an intro essentially into this documenting day of gratitude. I said I put the today's story sticker on the top of this one, and then I'm just saying this time I am documenting my day through the lens of gratitude. That's what I wrote on there, and just said something about it's always nice to be reminded of how many things we have to be thankful for, right? It's the that's what I ended up writing down on there. So this is one of those pages where it was an extra page in there. I think it's a nice separation between the first documenting day and the second documenting day, and it's an opportunity to use up a few more of the supplies that were included with the kit, and or you could use supplies from your stash if you're working that way too. So I'm using foam adhesive to adhere them onto the back. I like the extra little bit of dimension that gives there, and then I'm going to put it back into the album. I had one other page that was waiting in the album. That was the enjoying page. So I'm going to add one of the chipboard tags on top. I did put little metal Brad in the middle there, and then I put the word phrase sticker today on there. And then for the last thing that I wanted to do on my previous day in the life, the earlier version this year, I repeat stamped this word today using the basic stamp set there. And so I went ahead and I wanted to do that again. Nice little bit of connection between the first documenting day and the second documenting day to create this little pattern. And then on top of it, I'm going to add I think it's the today's story die cut circle that was included with the kit, and put another word phrase sticker on top. I did end up taking off the tag because it was bumping into the stamping that I was trying to do, and then I just adhered it back down on there. For this one, I do end up using foam adhesive as well. All right, you guys, let me know if you have any questions on this one, and otherwise we'll see you back here again soon. Bring on the documenting.